Hello everyone, myself Supreet Sahu in my third DIY assignment, which is assembly and disassembly of home appliance. I have chosen an induction cooktop. So first of all, let us see if it is in the working condition or not. Surely you can see it is in the perfectly working condition. Now coming to the induction cooktop, let us explain what is this system is all about. As we'll see in few minutes, there is an electronically controlled coil of metal inside this induction cooktop. It is simply an electromagnet to deal with. This will produce magnetic field all around it. The coil will produce magnetic field all around it. An alternating current is passed through the coil, by which the coil produces changing magnetic field, which in turn gives rise to changing magnetic flux in the base of cooking vessel. You should note that the eddy currents and the changing magnetic flux are produced on the base of the cooking vessel, not that inside the induction cooktop. So due to which eddy currents develop on the base of the metal and on the side walls also. So this eddy current encountering the resistance dissipates heat energy which is used for cooking. So one thing which is very interesting to note that not every vessel is compatible with this cooktop. Only those which can produce efficient eddy current and heat energy works properly. So iron, stainless steel and those induction compatible substances mainly are the materials used. Copper, glass and aluminium will not work here. So it doesn't generate heat directly. It generates heat from the cooking vessel itself. So this also leads to an interesting point that if we put our hand on induction cooktop, when it is running, so you will not feel any heat sensation, mainly because eddy current is not developed in our hand. It will be developed on the cooking vessel. This is also the reason of high efficiency of induction cooktop, which is much higher than traditional stoves, where most of the heat gets radiated through the surroundings in the sideways. But in induction cooktop, the heat directly generates here, so it directly cooks the food. So this is all about the description of induction cooktop. Now let us disassemble the induction cooktop. So I have disassembled the circuit, the induction cooktop completely. Now I am going to explain its components. So now let us start with the outer plate, which is the glass ceramic plate made of glass and ceramic a mixture. This plate is a durable one. It is specifically made of this material so that it can sustain high amount of heat. And it can also support drastic heat changes, drastic heat and temperature changes. So the behind of it is the user interface panel, which helps the user to control the inputs given here. It has capacitors, resistors, LEDs, and other electronics. It has a LED driver which controls and coordinates all the circuit components, and there is a 5-pin ribbon cable here which connects to the motherboard here. For the connection of both the circuit boards. So this is the coil from where changing magnetic fields are generated as the current alternating current passes through it. This is made of leads wire, and these two are two thermal sensors or heat sensors which senses the temperature of the ceramic plate, which is which the data of which is controlled by the user. So now these two pins are connected to the motherboard and here this pin is connected to the DC fan. Actually this is a heat sink. It absorbs the heat from this coil, which is cooled down by this DC fan. Now coming to the input power, the AC power comes here. It is first split into one high power path and one low power path. The high power path passes through the under this two important devices are there. One is IGBT and one is bridge rectifier. This IGBT switches the induction coil, and this bridge rectifier converts AC to DC. So the high power path current passes through this bridge rectifier, by which it gets converted to DC. Then there are two filter capacitors which smoothes the current signal, and this is an inductor. This is also a capacitor. These are small cylindrical capacitors. This is a piezo. This is a buzzer. So the low power path comes here. There are also four diodes which act as bridge rectifiers, which convert them into DC. And this is an mini transformer. This is fuse. This black one is a fuse. These three are transistors, and this is the most important one, the microcontroller. This controls and coordinates the whole motherboard. So now let us reassemble the circuit. So now let us reassemble the circuit and induction cooktop. So I have finally reassembled the circuit. Okay, so after reassembling the circuit, now let us see if it is working or not. So you can clearly see bubbles are getting formed. So the water is being boiled or heated, and it is perfectly working. You can see also the vapors are coming out. So I have successfully disassembled and reassembled the induction cooktop. Thank you.